Oh, hey, good to see you guys. Welcome to live stream. So happy to be with you here on a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to all of my favorite people. I'm up in my office today, you guys. Let me show you what I have been creating over here on this amazing wallpaper wall. Those are all the new people who've joined my coaching program. So we are so excited. We are open this week for enrollment, and I'll tell you more about that at the end. But I also just wanted to talk about something that I think is really, really, really juicy and important and probably overlooked. So we're going to talk about happiness. How many of us chase happiness? How many of us chase it in things external, in things outside of us, in things that we're sure will make us happy? We all have our favorite ways of doing that. But today we're going to talk about how chasing happiness may be making us miserable. I love this topic because I have struggled with this topic a lot. And I've probably told you this story before, but I want to open with this story from early in my marriage when Stevie and I were both just out of medical school. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a family practice physician, but I don't practice medicine anymore. I do life and wellness coaching. But right after we got out of medical school, we started probably doing what most young professionals do, which is what? Which is try to keep up with the Joneses. So we bought a big house, we bought big brand new cars, we sent our kids to private school, we lived way beyond our means for a while, and we seriously thought that if we could just get the next big thing, we wanted to join the country club. We just did everything that we could do to keep up with the Joneses. Now, what I know is the Joneses are miserable. So it's really no use trying to keep up with the Joneses. But back then I didn't know that. And at the pinnacle of our keeping up with the Joneses phase, um, Stevie is a very stoic, more on the serious side of humanity and doesn't like surprises or often give surprises. But Stevie surprised me with a trip to the Bahamas. And it was on our anniversary. And it was a total surprise. And I got this card that said it was so amazing and so cute the way he did it. And so I packed for this trip. I thought this trip was just going to be the pinnacle of our Jones keeping up with living. And I packed at the time a book. I now, if you follow me for a while, that I'm a huge C.S. Lewis fan. This is how I became a C.S. Lewis fan. I took the book Mere Christianity with me on that trip. I also took the book The Notebook and cried like a baby in the airport in Nassau. I think that's where we landed. Cried like a baby. And then I started reading Mere Christianity, and it wrecked my life in the most amazing way. So I'm sitting here, supposed to be in paradise, having my amazing paradise vacation. And on the outside, it looked like we should be, and we should be having everything, and we should just all be so happy. And as I was reading that book, it was slowly like chopping down my life. It was slowly eroding and chopping away at what I thought was my perfect life. And I came back from that trip and realized we've been chasing all the wrong stuff. This is never going to do it. This is never going to make us happy. As I have grown in my coaching and in my in my own personal growth, what I've realized is that our feelings generate the actions that we use to take in our lives. So our feelings are really important because that's what fuels our lives. So you have to ask yourself, what does happiness fuel in your life? And my answer for that was like, it doesn't actually fuel the things that I want to create in my life. So even as a feeling, it's not that productive. But ultimately, here's the conclusion I came to, you guys. We were not created for happiness. We weren't. We weren't created for that. We were created for deep, abiding joy, contentment. We were created to experience the actual lives we have, which often aren't happy. For instance, I just learned 45 minutes ago that my dear 20-year-old was in a car accident. Everybody's fine. Everything's fine. We just got off the phone with her and it's all going to be okay. But that is life, right? We have our ups, we have our downs, and being willing to accept the full experience of life is part of the magic. But I will tell you this. Here's what we were created for. We were created to commit to growth. We were created to do something hard, to take an aim, to aim at something higher than ourselves and go for that thing. That really gives us meaning and purpose when we do that. And a lot of times, instead of doing that, what we do is we just would rather have something easy. We'd just rather have cheap happiness. We'd rather stay in our comfort zone. We'd rather watch Netflix and eat Krispy Kremes. Am I the only one who loves Krispy Kremes? So that's what we often choose instead, but that's not what we're created for. We also were created for creation. We're made in God's image. He's a creator. We are also made to create. We are made to create all kinds of things in our lives, but I love helping people create their own habits and rhythms and rituals and routines that nourish themselves. It's part of creating the life that you really want. And often that means rejecting your comfort zone and choosing something that's harder, aiming a little higher, choosing something that requires you to change and grow. It also requires that you take responsibility for what you're already creating. And we talk a lot about this, about the scripture that says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, not be transformed by your amazing vacation or by changing your spouse or by joining the country club or by eating Krispy Kreme donuts. No, be transformed by renewing your mind. So as we create, we learn how to create the mindset of growth and create the emotional life that we want to create in order to fuel the life that we want. And we were also wired for contribution. We're wired to make a contribution to the world. We're wired for connection. So these 4 C's are basically the 4 C's of my coaching program. These are what we spend our time doing. And you guys, it's so much better than happy. It's so much better than something temporary that makes us temporarily and superficially, feel a little better for a short period of time. Choosing a life of growth and choosing a life of committing to something hard, choosing a life of really taking responsibility for what you're creating in your life and learning how to create what you actually want. And then really prioritizing the contribution that you can make to the world and the connection that you can have with other people. This is where the magic is. What we are going to do, I am teaching a masterclass on Thursday. It's an amazing class. It's probably my most popular class. I've taught it a couple times in the last year, but we are offering it again on Thursday, and it's called the Happiness Myth. And we're going to dive deep into all of these categories. I'm going to tell you some amazing stories of how I learned each of these tools firsthand and how I applied them to my own life, and then how I have taught other women to apply them as well to get incredible, amazing results in their life. This class, we're going to talk about 4 powerful life hacks, and they're each in these categories of commit, create, contribute, and connect. They're all in those categories. And we're going to talk about 4 powerful life hacks that will allow you to reject the status quo, to reject your comfort zone, and to really begin to create the life you want, a life of contribution, a life of connection. And so that class is going to be on Thursday. To sign up for that class, you go to lifeandgraceblog.com/happiness. I'm sure my girls, Hope or Angela, will put the link in here for you. We also will put it in the description of the video, but we would love to have you In that class, we're going to take a deep dive. We've got some beautiful slides to show you to kind of demonstrate what we're talking about. We will go over the main tool that I use to coach my clients, which is the creation cycle. It's going to be an amazing hour together. I'm going to answer all your questions about happiness. People have a lot of questions about this because I think we do believe that we should be happy. Like, we believe that. But my point is that when you think you should be happy all the time, you will chase it in ways that will make you more miserable. Can I get an amen? But when you just accept the whole of life, that there are going to be times when your adorable 20-year-old gets in a car accident, and there are going to be times when somebody you love gets sick, and there are going to be times when you're adopting a child and life feels hard. There are going to be times, if we just learn to embrace all of it, the whole of it, what I realize is that you do end up getting more happiness, but not by chasing happiness, by just allowing the fullness, the wholeness of life to be there. And we're going to talk a lot about that on Thursday. So I can't wait. I hope you will go sign up for the class. I like to keep my YouTube videos short, so I thought I would just give you a taste of it today, but sign up for that. It's at noon Eastern on Thursday. It probably will be the only time we teach this for a good while, and it is a fantastic class. It will give you these aha moments of like, oh my word, I'm doing that. So we will kind of show you what most of us do, and then we will give you the life hack that you can replace instead. And so it's a really powerful class, Thursday at noon. You'll need the link for that. So once you sign up, you'll get a link, you'll get a workbook. Join us live for that. It's going to be amazing. So lifeingraceblog.com/happiness. And I can't wait to see you on Thursday. I would like to say that for those of you who already know that you really do want to commit to something hard, you want to increase your connection, learn how to pursue the people in your life with unconditional love, learn how to really contribute your gifts to the world, then you need to join us in Life Mentoring School and get your name on the butterfly wall. So I saw the butterfly wall. My friend Jen Allwood does something like this when people were joining her coaching program. And I'm like, okay, we got to do it. And it needs to be a yellow butterfly because Dolly's on my wall. And the butterfly is the symbol of Dollywood. And the butterfly is the symbol of transformation, which is what we promise you in Life Mentoring School. So if you want on the yellow butterfly wall, go to lifementoringschool.com and join us. It is an incredible program where we will take you through these steps and help you get the transformation that I know is possible for you. We help women live into their full meaning and purpose, the life that God created for them, rejecting their comfort zone, not making excuses, taking full responsibility for the lives that we are creating. So thank you guys for joining today. Loved seeing you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.